through North Sioux, and you can see that areas up Interstate 29 leading toward Jefferson and Elk Point also receiving tons of rain with a very strong storm. There, as we shift back to the south, you can see this storm, which did recently receive a tornado warning. That is just south of the Sioux City Metro right now in the red box on your screen. There is the expectation of a tornado on the ground there, which is why the Weather Service issued that warning. Just south of Sergeant Bluff, looks like still the best area of rotation is near the city of Salix right now, as that continues to work its way north toward Sioux City. I'm going to check and see if we have anything new from the Weather Service to pass along here as we're continuing to watch the chat. Ethan Foreman is currently shaking his head no, so we are going to stay on the air, though, as this is a potentially dangerous situation with that tornado warning coming out from the Weather Service there inside of the red box on your screen. Sergeant Bluff, areas, southern parts of the Sioux City Metro down into Dakota City, included within that warning. I'm going to switch the mode of the radar over to our velocity so that we can get a clearer look at the potential spin of this storm. And there you can identify it pretty clearly. Going to toggle that off and zoom in slightly closer south of Sergeant Bluff. There you can see near Salix, where we have the green and the red meeting, is where there is the expectation of a spin up of a tornado near Interstate 29, working its way northward towards Sergeant Bluff. Looks like, I'll go ahead and identify this a little bit closer for you. It looks like within the circled area, probably immediately west of I-29 is where we'd have the greatest likelihood of a tornado occurring right now. So if you're in the path of this storm here in the Sioux City Metro, especially near the Sergeant Bluff area, it's important right now that you're getting to a safe spot in your home, preferably the lowest level of your house. Make sure that you're getting away from the windows and be safe out there. Checking out the home view once again, you can see this strip of storms which extends south down I-29. And bringing up our radar once again, we do have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in effect there for parts of Monona County into Woodbury County. And then we also have, again, the severe thunderstorm warning north of Sioux City into Plymouth County, and that tornado warning, which was issued a short time ago in the red box on your screen. A little hard to make out there, so I'll clean up the radar picture here a little bit. There we go. But again, that does include points near the Sioux City Metro here for that possible spin-up of a tornado. No confirmation yet as to whether or not this is on the ground, but you can see that fairly clear area of potential rotation, which is just northwest of the city of Salix right now, where we have that bounded region on the radar. That's where you can see that area of green and yellow mixed in. That's a sign that we have some rotation, some lift in the middle of that storm, which is where we could have the tornado happening. I'm going to switch things over to our camera view as we look out from the top of the Ho-Chunk Center. You can see that we do have some rain still falling here in Sioux City. A darkened sky as we look south toward Salix and Sergeant Bluff, toward the heart of that storm right now, as it continues to churn its way northward up Interstate 29 into the Sioux City Metro. So we'll also take a look from our camera here in the KCAU 9 studio, where we had some really dark skies just a short time ago, and still continuing right now. This is also looking south, and perhaps we could be able to identify. You can see maybe a slight lowering there, but nothing that really screams tornado on that view. But tons of lightning, of course, and also that rain coming down right now. So, of course, a significant situation here in the Sioux City Metro with that tornado warning having been issued. There you can see it once again from immediately west of Lawton and Bronson, stretching to Salix, into southern portions of Woodbury County there, just northwest of Sloan, and then east of Homer. You can see the line there, east of Jackson, the south end of Sioux City toward the Mall and Morningside, contained within that tornado warning. And again, that's going to be lasting for another 26 minutes in Woodbury County. So please, if you are in the path of this storm here in the Sioux City Metro, make sure that you're getting into the basement right now, as this storm does pose the potential for a tornado to happen. Rolling up our velocity once again to try to see where the spin is in this storm. Not a particularly clear picture there. Try to switch to a different radar site and see if we can maybe get better imagery. Seems to be a little clearer on that Omaha radar. We'll switch over to our radar from KCAU also, as they looks like their velocity is missing there, but on the radar there you can see also that kind of notch inside of the storm, which is where we have the possibility of some rotation happening. Looks like between Sergeant Bluff and Salix, pretty close to the interstate. So hopefully drivers are staying cognizant of what's going on out there. A lot of folks received that warning, of course, on their phones. So hopefully folks are pulling over and being safe. There you can see that tornado warning in effect now. Switching back to the other radar here. That is working its way northward towards Sioux City. As we loop this over the past 30 minutes, you can see that storm, which was working its way out of parts of Thurston County and Monona County, and then intensified. The Weather Service was worried about that possibility of a spin-up tornado happening near Salix, which is what triggered that tornado warning to be issued, as that works its way up I-29 towards Sioux City right now. I'm going to step off for just a moment, check and see if we have any other information that we can share with you right now in regards to these storms that are happening out there. Still kind of a no-go, so we'll stay looking at the radar. Again, if you live here in Sioux City, Sergeant Bluff, you want to be in your basement, somewhere safe in your house right now, as there is that tornado warning issued until 8:30 tonight. So still a little ways to go before we're in the clear. Switching back to our current picture, you can also see that even if you don't receive a tornado, this is a really strong storm. There's a lot of rain that's dropping. There could be some hail. The Weather Service concerned about some hail between about a ½ inch and an inch in diameter. You can see that some locations included in a severe thunderstorm warning in western parts of Woodbury County until 8:30 tonight, including the city of Mobile as you work down toward Climbing Hill. Hornick included within that severe thunderstorm warning too. As we turn our attention towards some of the other storms happening now, you can see up near Jefferson, Elk Point, Westfield, some very heavy rain, but it looks like the hail potential has probably dropped off from that storm. And as we look further northwest into South Dakota, you can see again some more echoes showing some strong thunderstorms, some heavy rain which is falling in Mission Hill, stretched near Mayfield and Jamesville, but nothing severe going on there. Shifting our attention back towards Sioux City now. There is the tornado warning in the red box on your screen. We have the wind flowing into that, some circulation being witnessed out there. So again, there is the possibility still of a tornado as that works its way up I-29 pretty much towards Sergeant Bluff. So still waiting on seeing if we can get some more information from spotters and folks that are driving out there. If you see any form of lowering or anything, make sure that you're well, first of all, make sure you're in a safe position, but if you are capable of getting a picture or something that you can pass along, we'd appreciate that as well. Any sort of reports that you can pass in. As we bring up our different storm reports now, we'll see if we have anything new from the Weather Service. Seems like the lights just flashed here in the studio, so getting some more information now. I'm going to step off here for a second. All right, I'm going to switch over to our tower camera here outside the KCAU 9 studio and see if we can maybe identify where this storm is. Here we go. Switching back to the studio camera here, you can see that we do have kind of a lowering, perhaps a little bit. Quite the light show also. Lots of lightning associated with this storm and extremely heavy rainfall too. So you can see the vibrant flashes of lightning here as this storm rolls in from the south, approaching Sioux City. So again, we do have that tornado warning here in effect for the Sioux City Metro. It goes for another 21 minutes. The Weather Service was concerned about some spin that they saw down near the city of Salix on the radar, which was what was responsible for causing this tornado warning to be issued. So again, tons of lightning out there right now as we look down toward Sunnybrook and Target. Looks like a lot of rain is dropping off right now. Perhaps some strong winds and hail too, so don't want to discount that either. There, as we look at the radar once more, you can see that we do have that tornado warning in effect still for parts of the Sioux City Metro into Woodbury County, south near Sergeant Bluff, lasting until 8:30 tonight. Looks like the strongest area of rotation is probably now just east of the city of Sergeant Bluff. We'll zoom in closer toward that here. Areas adjacent to the Sioux City Metro near Bronson, Mobile, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning there also, but you can see where we may have that rotation that is happening, where you see those spots of green on your screen. That would be areas, it looks like just east of Lewis Boulevard, running through Sergeant Bluff, so kind of the east end of town. Not by the airport so much, we're talking more about central and eastern parts of Sergeant Bluff. And then if the storm were able to maintain its strength, it looks like it would be approaching areas near Elk Creek Road, Glen Ellen, also Old Highway 141, and then perhaps eventually up toward Morningside and areas down by the mall. So there you can see again where we may have that tornado just east of Sergeant Bluff. I'm going to switch back to our velocity. Still hearing tons of thunder outside right now at the KCAU 9 studio. Not a particularly clear picture, but there you can see where we have red and green meeting just on the east end of Sergeant Bluff. That could be where a tornado or a spin-up could be happening now. Shift over to a different radar site, see if maybe it's a clearer picture. Looks like the Omaha station, the Omaha radar is painting that slightly further east, as it looks like that's closer to Old Highway 141. So let's see. Approximately here would probably be your best bet for a tornado to be happening now. Either way, make sure that you're seeking shelter right now. If you and your family have a basement, if you live in a mobile home, make sure that you're getting into a stronger form of shelter, as there is still that potential here for a tornado to be happening down near Sergeant Bluff and near the Sioux City Metro. I'm going to switch back to some of our other cameras here so we can take a peek outside. Looking out from the KCAU 9 studio, again, tons of lightning is being witnessed, lots of flashing, of course, heavy rainfall. Not really seeing any signs of hail right now, but certainly a strong storm. And as we jump back to the, well, there we go, we broadened the view a little bit here. We're looking further south, you can see that storm. You can see the base of the cloud also there as that moves in, and some just extremely heavy rainfall, which is happening down near Sergeant Bluff and Salix. So again, a pretty active scene there. I'm going to switch also to the downtown camera as we try to get another peek at this storm, but definitely an ominous horizon here in Sioux City. Take this tornado warning seriously. The Ho-Chunk Center, let's see what that looks like now. If we can get it to work. There we go. So we're trying to look more to the east here from the top of the Ho-Chunk Center, and looks like a lot of rain also. Nothing that really, there is still the potential of a tornado, but with all the rain that is happening, it's kind of difficult to be able to make that out on the camera, but of course, continuing to keep a watch on that. Let's shift back to the radar picture here. In case you missed it, again, we do have that tornado warning in effect for the Sioux City Metro. It is going to be lasting until 8:30 tonight. This is related to an area of spin which was seen down near Salix on the radar, which caused the Weather Service to have some concern and pull the trigger on that tornado warning. We also have a few different severe thunderstorm warnings being sprayed off from this line of storms. So as we close in closer to Sioux City here, there we go. Still not really seeing a major clear sign of a tornado on the radar signature right now, but it looks like if it were, it would probably be still on the east end of Sergeant Bluff, moving northward, closing in on Highway 20. Jump in closer here. Again, it looks like as you move into this region, just northeast of Sergeant Bluff is probably where there's the best chance of a tornado on the ground. Going to check and see if we have any more information we can pass along right now. There's reports of a large lowering wall cloud near Akron, Iowa. So that's a little north of the Sioux City storm that we've been keeping a focus on. It's obscured by heavy rain, so difficult to really be able to make out what exactly is happening there in Akron, but there are reports of a large rotating wall cloud there. So as we shift the radar further north, we'll try to move ourselves up toward Akron here. There's Westfield, there's Akron. Definitely looks like some very heavy rain, maybe some small hail embedded within that. So a situation you want to pay attention to also in Akron with a wall cloud being witnessed there. Going to take a look at the picture outside from our KCAU 9 studio again. I'm seeing a lot of flashing of lightning in my peripheral vision here, and wow, definitely a strong storm moving in right now. You can see that rain just being dumped out, lots of lightning. So again, this is a situation you want to take seriously in Sioux City as we still have that possibility of a tornado. Tornado warning continues for another 15 minutes here in Sioux City. So this is a situation where you want to take yourself and your family into the basement. Well, getting another warning on my phone, I think. So again, make sure that you are taking this situation seriously as we monitor this storm moving through Sioux City now. You can see it's really producing tons of lightning and thunder out there. The rain is extreme. Okay, let's jump back to the radar picture. See if we have an update on our warning. Looks like that tornado warning has been extended further north. So we're going to zoom in toward that now. Yep, looks like that now includes not just areas near Sergeant Bluff and the south end of Sioux City, but also as you get into parts of Plymouth County, we also have an extension of the warning, including up by Hinton. This is going to be lasting until 8:45 tonight. So we are continuing to watch this storm wrap its way northward. Looks like the strongest part of the storm is currently just south of our location pretty much from the KCAU 9 studio. Moving toward Highway 20 and up Highway 75. So again, we do have that tornado warning in effect right now for the Sioux City Metro. If you live in Morningside, it looks like you're going to receive the strongest part of this storm. As you can find it just to the southeast of Highway 20 there. Might be moving into the Whispering Creek area also as it advances northward. So we do have that tornado warning in effect. Again, that has been elongated now. That lasts until 8:45 tonight. Includes a larger stretch of Woodbury County, moving into Plymouth County up there by Hinton. So we will continue to stay on the air with this situation as we're continuing to watch for more reports from the National Weather Service regarding this intense thunderstorm situation. It looks like on the west end of Sioux City, things are currently not quite as worrisome, but on the east end, closer toward the intersection of Highway 20 and Highway 75, that's where we have larger concern now with this storm. Pulling up our Sioux Falls velocity once again. There you can see where red and green are meeting. And that's basically right along Highway 20, Gordon Drive, stretching through Sioux City. Zooming in closer, looks like here between the KCAU 9 studio and Western Iowa Tech is where we have probably the greatest area of spin up that is happening right now. We'll go ahead and circle that on your screen, just near Correctionville Road, Stone Avenue, and here near the KCAU 9 studio. Tons of rumbles of thunder happening right now. Again, this is lifting northward, so we do expect to see this impact points near Highway 75. Approaching Lamar's and areas up toward Hinton and Merrill. But there you can see where we have some spin that is still happening at this time, worrisome enough that the National Weather Service has continued with that tornado warning, and it is lasting until 8:45 tonight, and it appears that eastern parts of Sioux City have the best potential at a tornado on the ground right now. Get another live look from outside the studio here. There you can see all of that rain which is coming down right now. Tons of lightning. Visibility also being impacted greatly. Can hardly even see across the street right now. So again, a serious situation here with that tornado warning having been issued that lasts until 8:45 tonight as we continue to monitor things on the radar picture. Okay, we'll go back to our radar. There you can see where we have the spin that is currently happening. Looks like that's now being extended further north up Highway 75. Potentially approaching areas near Lake Forest Community, near Leeds, just south of Leeds, probably within this area is where we have the best potential for a tornado right now. I do want to bring on our safety tips one more time too. Again, it is important that if you're in the path of this storm here within the Sioux City Metro that you're going into the basement right away. You want to pick an interior room, get away from the windows, make sure that you and your family are being safe as this is a potentially dangerous storm rolling through Sioux City as the lights flicker once again here at the studio. All right, we'll jump back to our radar picture. It shows that we do have those storms continuing to shift along Highway 75 here, possibly with a tornado on the ground. Going to shift over to just the radar picture rather than the velocity. So maybe we can get a clearer picture of perhaps where this tornado might be now. We'll zoom back out and zoom back in. Okay, well, still not really clear exactly where the tornado might be at this time. Perhaps in this small region just east of Sioux City now. Still waiting on some more reports, though, from the Weather Service as far as what's being witnessed out there from spotters and folks in the field. Okay. But there you can see that we have tons of rain still dropping in Lawton and Bronson near Moville, and the tornado warning still stretching up northward along Highway 75 approaching Hinton. And as we switch back over to velocity here, we'll see if we can see where there might still be some spin. Looks like that's maybe working east of Highway 75 now, where we have the red and green meeting. So that would be this point approximately here as that moves northward toward Hinton. I'm going to draw some arrival times on here. The storm moving about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So it should be arriving in Hinton within the next 10 to 15 minutes and then Merrill within the next 20 minutes, assuming that it stays on its current trajectory and maintains its strength as it moves north-northeast of the Sioux City Metro. Switching that back off, taking a look here closer towards Sioux City. You can see where we have that area of spin still that is happening, some rotation. Looks like that's probably up near Outer Drive now. Let's see here. Yep, so we're looking at points near Outer Drive, maybe a little east of Leeds, as far as where we have the best rotation at this time with this tornado warning, which is lasting until 8:45 tonight. Going to see if we have any more reports from the Weather Service along the path of this storm, just to see if we can verify anything just yet. Looks like maybe a report here. Some hail, 4 miles east-south. That was a little bit of an old report. So nothing currently having been reported to the Weather Service, but if you're seeing any hail outside your home, if you have any sort of anemometer, something that can measure wind gusts, we'd certainly appreciate that information as we continue to monitor this storm, which is now exiting Sioux City and traveling its way up into Plymouth County. But again, we do have that tornado warning in effect. It goes until 8:45 tonight, as it ejects out of Woodbury County into Plymouth County now. We'll take a look outside once again on the KCAU 9 studio camera. And it looks like things are maybe lightening up a little bit. You can see the water tower in the distance closer toward Western Iowa Tech. So it looks like things are improving a touch here within the metro, but still a lot of rain falling and quite windy, as you can see with the flag there in the foreground, and a lot of rain, of course, as well. All right, we'll shift back to the radar picture. Still that potential for a tornado on the ground. That is why we're staying on the air, continuing to bring you more information here as we monitor the National Weather Service chat. Going to switch off the reports for now. Nope. Try once again. There we go. And you can see that we have some new severe thunderstorm warnings also. There was a report of a large rotating wall cloud up by Akron. We'll focus in closer toward that storm now. There you can see it on your screen. Severe thunderstorm warning, including parts of Union County in South Dakota, and also the western edge of Sioux County until 8:45 tonight. Parts of Plymouth County until 8:45 also. So there is the possibility still of some hail with that storm, and there has been some rotation seen also. Not really identifying anything with our hail parameters there. Switching back to the radar picture. Again, here around Sioux City, we still have that tornado warning in effect. And that is continuing to move its way up toward Hinton. Looks like we have some heavy rain dropping in North Sioux, and also some echoes on the radar there stretching into Lawton and Mobile with some very heavy downpours also. With the storm having exited Sioux City and seems like things are calming down perhaps a touch, I'm going to send things back to programming here for now, but we'll pass along any new information as it becomes available.